Hello. My name is Mother Goose. I'm glad you could come and visit me today. I think it would be fun to play a game during our visit, don't you? As we play our game, you'll meet some friendly nursery rhyme characters who will act out little rhymes. But before we meet my friends, let me tell you about the game that we will be playing. One of my delightful friends. Now, put the cards all together in a pile until we need them. During the game, we'll see and hear nursery rhymes acted out by some of my very talented friends. And at the end of each rhyme, you will hear this sound. And when you hear that sound, be sure to look up at the TV. Then check the cards you will be holding to see if any card matches the picture on TV. If the card matches, lay it down like this. Then spin the spinner to see if you must give away or take a card from another player. The lucky player who certainly sounds like fun. I think you'll really enjoy my little game, and as we play, I'll be sure to tell you exactly what to do. So, if you're ready, let's begin. First, mix the cards, then deal out all the cards to the players. When all the cards have been dealt out, hold them in your hands like this. Don't peek at each other's cards. Now, let's see which one of my friends shall we visit first. How about this very unlucky fellow?
Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
Yes, it's Humpty Dumpty. He certainly took a tumble, didn't he? Who has the Humpty Dumpty card? If you're holding his card, put it down in front of you. Now spin the spinner. If you spin blue, you may take a card from any player. Go ahead, don't be shy. If you spin red, you must give one of your cards to any player. Now it's time for another rhyme. We're going to meet a king. So if you would like to bow or curtsy, go right ahead.
Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he.
He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers three.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee, who has the old King Cole card? Put it down. And spin the spinner. Spin blue, and you may take a card. Spin red, and you must give a card to any player. I'm afraid that our next nursery rhyme character has lost something, and she's looking all over to find it. How sad.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them.
Have you seen Little Bo Peep's card? If you have it, put it down and spin. If you spin blue, take a card. If you spin red, give a card to any player. The next rhyme about my dear friend Mary, who has no trouble keeping an eye on her little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. It followed her to school one day, school one day, school one day. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play, laugh and play, laugh and play. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school.
Lamb sakes! Can you imagine a lamb in school? Play the Mary Had a Little Lamb card if you have it. Spin the spinner and take your turn. If you run out of cards, don't worry. Someone may give you a card after spinning. Oh my, what could that be? It sounds like children. A lot of children. In fact, a whole shoe full of children.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and whipped them all soundly and sent them to bed.
The old woman in the shoe certainly had her hands full, didn't she? Who is holding the matching card? Put it down and spin. Remember, if you're the lucky player who is holding the Mother Goose card at the end of the game, you're the winner. Our next rhyme is about a little boy named Jack. There are lots of rhymes about boys named Jack. There's Jack jumped over the candlestick and Jack and Jill. But can you guess the name of this rhyme?
Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I."
Yes, it's little Jack Horner. Play his card, then spin. If you spin blue, take a card from any player. If you spin red, give up a card. If you know the next rhyme, sing along with my friend.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
Oh, that tumble down the hill made my head spin. Who has the Jack and Jill card? Please play it. Spin, then give or take a card. And now it's time for our last rhyme.
Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with a spoon.
Well, don't run away like the dish and the spoon. We must find a winner for our game. Play the Hey Diddle Diddle card. Spin the spinner, then give or take a card. Now, look at your cards. Do you have any left? You might be holding some friends that we haven't had time to visit yet. But if you're holding the Mother Goose card, I have some good news. You're the winner. Say, "Hi-ho, Mother Goose." Well, that's the end of our first game. If you didn't win this game, that's okay. I'm sure you're having a good time meeting my friends and listening to their songs. In fact, I'm having so much fun, I want to play again. How about you? If you would like to play again, well, that's just Ducky. Mix up all the cards and deal them out to each player just as we did in the last game. In this game, we'll meet some new friends, and some you've already met. This time, I'll give you a little clue before we see each rhyme. For a little extra fun, try to guess what the rhyme might be before you see it. If you're ready, let's begin. Our first rhyme is about some delicious tarts that mysteriously disappear. Try to solve the mystery as we listen to the rhyme.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts all on a summer's day. That knave of hearts, he stole the tarts and took them clean away.
The King of Hearts go for the tarts and beat the knave full sore. The knave of hearts fought back the tarts and vowed he'd steal no more.
That naughty knave. I'm sure he learned his lesson, and the next time the Queen bakes, he'll ask before he takes a tart. Now, what sweet person is holding the Queen of Hearts card? This game is played just like the last game. Put the card down and spin the spinner. To which color is the arrow pointing? If it's blue, take a card from any player. If you spin red, give one of your cards to any player. In our next rhyme, the king is eating a pie. It's not cherry, apple, or pumpkin. It's the kind of a pie that just might bite you before you bite it. No, I'm only teasing. See if you can guess what kind of a pie it is.
Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king?
The king was in his counting house, counting out his money.
The queen was in the parlor eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden hanging out the clothes.
There came a little blackbird and snapped off her nose.
It was a blackbird pie. Oh, what a surprise for the king. If you are holding the Sing a Song of Sixpence card, it might be fun to chirp like a bird while you put it in front of you. Rhyme is called a lullaby. It's a song that mother might sing as she rocks her baby to sleep. Sing along if you know the words.
Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all.
Oh my! The song seems to have put me to sleep, just like a little baby. If you fell asleep too, wake up. Then play the Rockabye Baby card if you have it. Spin the spinner, then give or take a card. Our next friend practically leaped out of this rhyme right up to the stars. Now who might that be?
Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with a spoon.
Well, hey diddle diddle. It was the cow who jumped over the moon. If you have the right card, jump up high, then play your card and spin. You might want to dance a little jig to our next rhyme. In fact, the word jig rhymes with the star of our next story. I wonder who it could be.
This little piggy went to market.
This little piggy stayed home.
This little piggy had roast beef.
This little piggy had none.
And this little piggy cried wee 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 all the way home.
If you said pig rhymed with jig, you're right. If you'd like to, do a little jig as you play the matching card. I hope you're remembering to spin after you play a card. See if you can finish this rhyme and name our next friend. And in this corner, we'll find Little Jack.
Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I."
Did you know it was Little Jack Horner? Oh, how smart you are. Now, put the card down, then spin. Remember the Mother Goose card. Don't give it away. You will need it to win the game. Let's see, who should we visit next?
Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away.
That cute little spider certainly scared little Miss Muffet. Did he frighten you? I hope not. Put down the little Miss Muffet card if you have it. Then spin the spinner. And don't forget to take a card if you spin blue. Give a card to any player if you spin red. Remember in our first game I said that Humpty Dumpty took a tumble? Well, these next two friends also bumped their heads. Listen closely.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
I'm sure that Jack and Jill will be more careful the next time they climb that hill. Now, carefully play the Jack and Jill card if you have it, then spin the spinner. Well, we've come to the end of our rhymes and the end of this game. If you have any cards left, check to see if you are holding the Mother Goose card. If you have it, say, "Hi-ho, Mother Goose! You have won the game." Now that you're getting to know my friends and the songs they sing, maybe you would like to play again. This time, sing along with our friends. If you would like to play again, gather together all the cards and mix them up, then deal them out to each player. To begin our next game, let's prepare for a royal visit.
Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he.
He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called...
Old King Cole is certainly a jolly old fellow. I'm sure you're happy too, if you're lucky enough to be holding his card. Let's move on to our next rhyme.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. It followed her to school one day, school one day, school one day. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play, laugh and play, laugh and play. It made the children laugh and play to lamb at school.
Would you laugh if a lamb walked into your school? I'm sure I would. If you have the Mary Had a Little Lamb card, baa like a lamb as you put down the card. Remember to spin the spinner. If you lose all your cards, that's okay. Maybe someone will give you a card after the next spin. I think it's time to hear from another friend.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them.
I certainly hope Bo Peep finds her sheep before the end of the game. If you have the matching card, put it down and spin. I wonder who the lucky player is that is holding the Mother Goose card. Shh! Don't tell us so. Our next rhyme is a wee little one. Can you guess its name?
This little piggy went to market.
This little piggy stayed home.
This little piggy had roast beef.
This little piggy had none.
And this little piggy cried wee 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 all the way home.
If you have the matching card, put it down, then spin. Hello! Don't I look funny? This is how our next friends must have looked as they took a very unexpected fall.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
Who has the Jack and Jill card? Please play it and spin. Well, who could be playing the fiddle? I believe there were fiddlers in a number of our rhymes. Can you guess which one this is?
Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with a spoon.
It's the cat and the fiddle. Who is the lucky person holding the Hey Diddle Diddle card? Please play it and spin. Now we're going to visit someone who lives in a very unusual house. Instead of a doorbell, this house has a shoehorn. Oh, I'm so silly.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and whipped them all soundly and sent them to bed.
If you have the old woman in the shoe card, put it down, then spin the spinner. The friend in our last rhyme needs a little help from a king, his horses, and all of his men. Who could that be?
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
They must have brought a large bottle of glue with them to put Humpty back together again. If you have the matching card, please play it and spin. Well, I'm getting a tiny bit tired. I think it's time for Mother Goose to get some rest. Let's end our game and see who is the new winner. Who's holding the Mother Goose card? You are the new winner. Say hi-ho, Mother Goose. I certainly hope you had fun visiting my friends and me. I certainly did, and I'm anxious to play our game again soon. Until our next visit, toodaloo.